Howdy warriors, and welcome back. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Brenda Bustillos, U.S. Army TRADOC Command Dietitian. In this video, we're going to discuss some fluid facts and how you can achieve optimal hydration. Water is the most abundant component of the human body, around 50 to 70% of its weight. So your body requires fluids regularly to ensure its normal function. You lose hydration from your body throughout the day, mostly through sweating, urinating, and breathing. So it's important to consume fluids often to maintain your fluid balance. When you don't drink enough water, your fluid output will exceed your fluid input. This can cause dehydration, impairing both mental and physical performance. Men and women have different hydration needs. However, fluid requirements also can vary depending on your workload, level of heat stress, and sweat rate. What and how much you drink before, during, and after exercise can greatly affect your performance. Military guidelines recommend 3 to 4.5 quarts of fluid per day for men and 2 to 3 quarts of fluid per day for women. 1 quart is equal to 32 fluid ounces. So if you look at my water bottle here, I have 64 fluid ounces, equivalent to 2 quarts. If you tend to forget the recommended fluid intake, see if this helps. Simply consume half your body weight in pounds in fluid ounces daily. So let me give you an example. If you weigh 150 pounds, half of your weight is 75 pounds. So focus on consuming 75 ounces of fluid daily. Remember that all fluids from food and beverages count toward this goal. There are many fresh foods that contain high amounts of water, such as broccoli, lettuce, peaches, citrus, tomatoes, melons, and cucumbers. You can maintain hydration by drinking beverages and eating foods high in water content throughout the day. However, each individual's fluid needs are different, so it is important to look for signs that indicate your own fluid needs. Be sure to adjust your intake when you're working or exercising outdoors, especially when it's hot and humid. If it is very hot, drink fluids with sodium and potassium to replace electrolytes lost from sweating. The more physically active you are, the more fluid you need. Now let's talk about dehydration. It's essential to stay well hydrated. Dehydration can negatively affect your physical performance, your decision-making abilities, concentration, and mood. In addition, it can put you at risk of heat illness, including heat exhaustion, heat injury, and heat stroke, and that can be life-threatening. Fluid losses are greater during exercise with a long duration, and as I stated earlier, when it's hot or when it's humid or both. However, it's important to remember that you still lose fluids when you don't seem to be sweating much, such as at higher altitudes when it's cold and during low-intensity physical activity. Symptoms of mild dehydration include thirst, headache, dizziness or lightheadedness, dark yellow urine, dry or sticky mouth, decreased urine output, sleepiness or fatigue, constipation, and dry skin. Symptoms of severe dehydration are extreme thirst, irritability or confusion, unconsciousness or delirium. You can also have very dark yellow or amber-colored urine, a rapid heartbeat, and rapid breathing. Here are some key points to avoid dehydration. First, don't rely on thirst as a good indicator of your fluid needs. Consume fluids throughout the day with meals and snacks to ensure adequate hydration. Drink regularly or whenever possible during exercise, training, and operations. Losing just 2% of your body weight from dehydration negatively affects your physical and mental performance. Now, you've heard the word electrolytes many times, so let's talk about them. During activity, you mainly lose fluid through sweat. Sweat loss varies depending on age, type of training, physical fitness, the clothing you wear, environmental conditions, as well as how you adapt to those conditions. In addition to fluids, you lose electrolytes, which are sodium, potassium, chloride, calcium, and magnesium, and other minerals through sweat. Amounts vary, but they can be significant depending on your training status, dietary intake, genetics, sweat rate, and prior heat exposure. Electrolytes are important for muscle function, and loss of electrolytes can make dehydration worse than just fluid loss alone. It's important to consume foods and fluid replacement beverages that contain electrolytes before, during, and after intense exercise or exercise of long duration to help you maintain hydration. In particular, sodium can help your body retain fluids. When you sweat, sodium is the main electrolyte you lose. Sports drinks are fluid replacement beverages that contain water, carbohydrates, and electrolytes. They can be a quick and convenient way to hydrate and fuel for optimal exercise performance. The best way to meet your fluid and electrolyte needs is to drink water and eat regular meals and snacks throughout the day. However, a sports drink might be helpful during or after activity, or both, when your exercise or training lasts longer than 60 minutes, when you are exercising or training in extreme environments, such as high heat or humidity, or when limited options prevent you from hydrating and fueling appropriately, such as during deployments or training. In these instances, sports drinks support optimal performance by providing a fuel source and replacing fluids and electrolytes lost in sweat. The carbohydrates in sports drinks provide a quick source of energy to your muscles and help you maintain your blood sugar. If you consume sports drinks only for taste and not to support performance, keep in mind they might be adding unnecessary sugar and calories to your diet. Consider these fueling guidelines when selecting a sports drink. Many commercial sports drink products are designed to meet these fueling guidelines. Ingredients vary among products, so be sure to double-check the nutrition facts label for nutrient information. If you need a refresher on label reading, see my video on decoding nutrition labels. Be careful with products that contain higher amounts of carbohydrates and sodium, as they might upset your stomach. Other ingredients and nutrients are frequently added to sports drinks, such as extra vitamins, minerals, or amino acids, but they don't offer immediate benefits to your exercise performance. If you worry about meeting your needs for some of these nutrients, focus on eating well-balanced meals and snacks instead. As I discussed in my nutrient timing video, when you follow nutrient timing guidelines, you can experiment with fuel and hydration to find what best supports your needs for performance. It's important to be well hydrated before exercise to reduce your risk of dehydration during or after exercise. Consume approximately 14 to 22 ounces of fluid about 2 to 4 hours before and up to when you begin your exercise. During exercise, drink 16 to 32 ounces of fluid every 60 minutes during exercise for good hydration. Adjust your fluid intake based on your environment and how much you sweat, because your fluid needs might be much higher in extreme environments, as we indicated earlier, heat, humidity, when it's cold or at high altitude. During exercise, limit fluid intake to 1.5 quarts or 48 ounces per hour. When exercising less than 60 minutes, focus on drinking water. If it's hot or humid, a sports drink might be better for hydration. For activity longer than 60 minutes, you can drink water, sports drinks, or a mixture of both. Sports drinks help maintain hydration, replace those electrolytes lost in sweat, and provide you with those fuel for your muscles during exercise. After exercise, consume foods and beverages to replace fluids and electrolytes you've lost. Over a period of several hours, you actually should ingest more water and sodium than you lost. It's important to choose foods and beverages that contain sodium to promote faster and more complete recovery. Drinking too much plain water or not consuming enough sodium can result in hyponatremia, and this is low sodium levels in the blood. That requires immediate medical attention to reduce the risk of serious illness or death. Hyponatremia typically occurs during physical activities of longer duration. Symptoms which can be severe include headache, vomiting, swollen hands and feet, fatigue, confusion, disorientation, and breathing problems. Keep in mind that some symptoms of hyponatremia are similar to symptoms of dehydration, so be mindful of how much and how often you drink fluids. Here are some tips to stay hydrated if you find it hard to meet your daily fluid needs. First, I recommend you invest in a good quality water bottle and keep it with you throughout the day. Consider bottles that have measurements on them so that you can see how much you are drinking. Sip, don't chug. Take small sips of fluid frequently throughout the day. You might consider adding lemon, lime, berries, or cucumber to water for flavor. In hot or humid environments, choose cool, flavored beverages with some added sodium. Set a timer to remind yourself to drink at regular intervals. Eat foods with high water content, such as melon, cucumbers, grapes, or tomatoes, and others that I've mentioned previously. Choose other nutrient-dense fluids, such as milk, milk alternatives, 100% vegetable juice, or unsweetened tea. So much good can come from good hydration. So what are you waiting for? Fill up those cups, bottles, canteens, and hydration packs. Cheers. For more information on hydration and other performance nutrition topics, check out the Warfighter Nutrition Guide at hprc-online.org. Did you enjoy this video? Then don't stop here. If you want to get the most out of your nutrition, then tune in to the next video in our series. Until then, I wish you health, happiness, and high performance.